like to do is I like to remove the tail lights. It's 2 screws and a clip on the back. The reason I do that is because I've broken them before, letting them flop around on the fenders. So it's good practice to remove those. Next we'll be moving the rear muffler fascia. It's a few screws, one in the center, one on the opposite side, and then 2 on the bottom. They are Torx 30, and then that will just pop off. So the next thing we're going to be doing is removing the bed. To remove the bed, you got some Torx 30s with some little push pin things that go in all on the fenders. Remove all those. There's going to be 5 on each side, and that'll allow the fenders to move out, which is now going to allow us to access these bolts. These are the main bed support bolts. There's a nut on the back side. I've already undone those. Remove both these on each side. Alright, so now that we have all the screws and bolts for the bed, we are going to remove it. The best way to remove the bed is to set your purse down, roll up your sleeves, and yank that bitch off. Alright guys, now that we got the bed off, I got dirt. So I'm going to be working on the motor, have the turbo off. I do not want dirt to get into my work area. If you're too lazy to do this step, stop what you're doing, put it back together, take it to a shop that'll warranty it if you get dirt down into the cylinder. Agitate the dirt. Next, we're going to be removing the intercooler and all the intercooler bracketry. Start by the coolant reservoir tank. Just push these little tabs in and give her a lift. So now that we're going to remove the intercooler, we're going to just start by taking off this bracket, 2 bolts on either side now. Next, we got another set of Torx 30s we got to undo. These ones do have a washer, so don't drop them. So next we have to get into the cab to get 2 bolts out. Got one right here. and then the other one right here. We will repeat these steps on this side. Okay, so next we're gonna start undoing all the hoses that are connected to the bottom of the intercooler. We'll start by pulling the charge tube off this little hook. We will unplug the fan. And then we will undo the charge pipe from the intercooler on both sides. So we'll be removing the charge pipe. There's a hose clamp on there. My tool of choice is going to be a nut driver. It's a 7mm nut driver for these weird size hose clamps they put on these Can-Ams. If you still have your clutch cover ducking on, you're going to have to remove that as well. And at this point, the only thing that's going to be holding me up is going to be the electronic boost control solenoid. A lot of people right here, they don't know it's there, and they'll go to pull the intercooler off and they'll actually break it. So you want to be really careful. There's a clip. Right there. And because I am going to be putting on new boost line, I'm okay just to snip these lines. Okay, so we have the intercooler charge pipes off on both sides, the clutch cover ducking off, all the bolts undone. She should just pop out now. And there's a hang up right there that we missed, so always be careful. Okay, so next we're going to remove the exhaust system. We're going to start off with removing these springs. It's highly recommended to use a spring tool so you don't stab yourself in the eye. Okay, next we'll be removing the bolts down here. It should be a 13. So now we're going to remove the downpipe, unhook the O2 sensor from the connector right here. You have the V-band clamp right here that has this heat shield. It is an 11mm. All right, now we'll use a pry bar to pop the V-band seal. Just like that. So we're going to take the turbo off now. There's a couple steps we're going to do to get the turbo off. When we put the new turbo on, we actually eliminate the coolant lines. So inside your turbo kit, you'll receive a package that looks just like this. We call this the coolant bypass kit. First thing we'll do is pull this straight coupler out. This straight coupler is actually going to go right here at the bottom of the coolant tank. It's a T-piece right now. We're going to eliminate this part and just have it go straight through. This is part of the coolant system that goes to the turbo. All right, we got phase 2 of the coolant bypass kit now. Phase 1 completed. Next we'll take this. So you got the big hose right here and the smaller one under here. This will be our plug. We got a piece of heater hose with a crimped plug in the end and another crimped side. As this stands right now, it's really challenging to get on. It's a super tight fit, and you'll probably pull your hair out trying to get it on. So let me take you over here and show you how I do it. Take my needle nose pliers, put them in there, take a heat gun or some type of heating element, get it a little bit warm, and then I'll drip just a little bit of oil in there. Okay, so before you clamp this down, here's something you want to pay attention to. You can see there's a bulge right here where there's the barbed part of this nipple coming out. You want to make sure you have enough material going over that where the strap band will still have enough room to clamp on this surface.